Welcome one and all to another Vintage Cube draft. This is a 64-player single elimination Vintage Cube tournament. Pack 1 here has a front runner for first pick, pretty clear favorite in Mox Sapphire, but it also has a couple other really strong cards here in Grief and Inti. Pretty strong pack overall. Some weak links for sure. Tezzeret's not that great. Mind's Desire only goes in a very particular deck. But overall, this pack is solid, so maybe we'll get something decent on the wheel. But yeah, I'm going to slam a Sapphire, move it along. All right, pick 2, we have a Chrome Host Seed Shark, which I've liked quite a bit. Titania, which I like that deck. I like the domain / like lands deck. It's gotten better in this iteration of the cube. There's a Taiga and a dual land. I don't think I'll take that though. I think I'm on Seed Shark, Skydiver, Titania. Robber the Rich is good too. I just drafted mono red though, so I kind of want to diversify a little bit. I'm sort of in for Seed Shark. Yeah, seems good. Now we get past Ledger Shredder, Reprieve, Baleful Mastery, Gut, Gaia's Cradle. Gaia's Cradle's pretty good. Ledger Shredder's decent. Maybe I just take Cradle. I am tempted to take these like good blue cards while we've got them though, since we get the Mox Sapphire, just increasing our odds of getting a really solid turn 1 or turn 2 play like ahead of schedule. It's pretty good. There's also Basalt Monolith, but I don't think I take that. I think it's Gaia's Cradle or Shredder. I'm gonna take the Cradle. I think it's just much more unique than Shredder. Okay, now we get Thraben, Probe, and not much else. I mean, Bobble's fine. Candelabra could be good with Cradle, but maybe we can wheel that. There's an Uro too. I don't mind Uro. Try to wheel Candelabra. Though this pack isn't crazy good. Man, I do like Probe. Yeah, I'm going to take Probe. I think we're more likely to wheel Uro or Candelabra. Now we get past a Ponder. It's a pretty late Ponder. To Fairy here too. I'm going to take Ponder. Luminarch Aspirant's really good in white, but I think it's a pretty easy Ponder. It's a good sign that it's coming that late too. It's probably going to get more blue. Well, shouldn't have said anything. Okay, there's a Monastery Mentor, which is good with Mox, Probe, Ponder, Verdant Catacombs. Yeah, I think I just take Mentor. Maybe the fetch is just safer because we could end up being like green, blue, or black or something. But Mentor, I mean, this is a really good Mentor start. I'll take that over the Catacombs. Because like we don't have to be green for Cradle to be good. Now we get a Misty, High Tide, Dig Through Time. I like Dig. But I think at this point, Misty is going to be better. Because if we do want to play green, and also it's a blue fetch. So if we get like a Hallowed Fountain or Tundra, works for Mentor. So now we get a third path. We could get all the non-creature spell matters creatures. I'm sort of just on Otawara though. I guess third path could be good. Yeah, I'll take third path, I guess. If we get the fixing for it, it'll be solid. We wheeled the Trinket Mage. We actually wheeled all the blue. Not that the blue was that great, but it all came around. I mean, probably just grab Trinket Mage. We do have Sapphire. We can get other artifacts. If we get Candelabra, it's good. Timeless Dragon could be something here, but I think Trinket Mage is decent. Now we get Skydiver, Revoker, Taiga. Taiga makes Rainforest a red source. Could be something, but Skydiver's pretty good. I'll take the Skydiver. I think this was the Candelabra pack. Growth Chamber. I think I'm most likely to play like Staff. Oh, this was the Candelabra pack. Cool. Yeah, I don't think we need Flicker Wisp or anything, so yeah, Candelabra's sweet. We get a Mox Opal if we're heavier artifacts. Waterlogged Grove. We don't currently have any green cards, so I don't think we need the Grove. I'll take the Opal. That might be good. Omnath Wayfinder. There's a world where we play Omnath, I guess. Art, maybe. Okay, pack 2, pick 1. Ooh, this is a sort of interesting one. We have Seachrome Coast, which would be, you know, safe. Fixes for Mentor, fixes for Staff if we want to play that. We have Flash, which is a powerful card if you get the right creatures. But we also have one of the best Flash targets in Atraxa. Also works well with Show and Tell. So I could take Atraxa and try to wheel the Flash. A lot of the blue cards have been going late, so it is possible we wheel the Flash, or at least Spellseeker. Might even get Coast back too. So I'm going to take Atraxa just because it's the strongest card here, and I think we got a lot of things we can wheel. Even Leyline Binding might be relevant in this deck. So I'm going to take the strongest card. Now we get a Reanimate, huh? Okay. There's a Fallen Shinobi also, but I think if I'm going to go into black, I'm taking Reanimate. Smuggler's Copter is also very strong. It's another artifact. It's non-creature that kind of acts as a creature. Sword of the Meek if we had Thopter Foundry. I'll keep that in mind if I see it in this pack. Maybe be able to wheel the sword. Yeah, I kind of want to take Reanimate, but Copter I think is going to be really good in this deck too. Just enables a lot of stuff. It's a cheap card. Now we get Scrubland, Shieldred. Oof. Or should I take Reanimate now? Is it too late to take Shieldred? I mean, we have like Brain Freeze, but it kind of needs like Lion's Eye Breach to be good. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think I'm taking Charticourse over Shieldred. Charticourse is great, and it would be good in this deck, but I think I have to take the Shieldred and see if that pans out. If we end up with more black cards. It's just so much more powerful than Charticourse. Now we get Dark Slip for fixing, Retrofitter Foundry. I'm kind of in for Foundry. I like Spell Pierce too. Thassa's Oracle after passing Brain Freeze. But blue stuff's coming around. We might be able to get at least the Oracle back. I'm gonna take the Foundry. If we get if we get Tolarian Academy with the Gaia's Cradle, Candelabra, it's pretty huge. And Foundry's great with it. Or if we get an Urza too. It's just good on its own too. Oh, now we get a Time Twister. Time Twister, Talisman, Path. All great. Murktide's decent too. Top. I think it's Time Twister. We have a Shieldred if we do end up playing black. Haven't seen much in the way of fixing though. Path would be great. Talisman would be fine. Be nice to wheel a Talisman. I'm gonna take the Twister. Now we got Emery, Golos, Ballista. Kolaghan's Command too. We end up Grixis instead of Jeskai. I don't love Emery here. I think it'd be okay. Like, I don't have Lotus, Lion's Eye, Bauble, anything that actually sacrifices. I think I'd take Command or Ballista. Take the command. I guess Ballista would have been fine too. It's a good kind of big mana payoff. Shurikai? I haven't been very impressed with Shurikai. I'm more on Jace here. Paradoxical Outcome is okay. We have 2 Moxes. Candelabra. Take Jace though. Okay, one more pick. We'll see if we wheel the Flash. Tap to Spirit Realm, Grizzlebrand. So flashing Grizzlebrand doesn't do anything. I'm regretting passing Reanimate now. Got Bayou. Makes Misty a black source. Yeah, I like that better than Hangerback. Yeah, sure. Oh, we didn't get the flash. Bummer. Okay. So no Atraxa, I don't think. We got Chalice, Seachrome, or Binding. I don't think I care about Enlightened Tutor very much. Let's go Chalice, actually. Patchwork, Sword. Patchwork is pretty good. We have a number of artifacts. Spellbinder's pretty good if we're white. But I sort of want to take Sword. Yeah, I'm kind of on Sword. I feel like that combo is pretty powerful if we can get there. Now Spar's Headquarters becomes blue-white with Misty, or Scrubland is a black-white land. I guess I'll go Headquarters. Darkslick or Tameshi. Tameshi could be something, but I'm going to take the black fixing. I kind of want to try to get the Shieldred in. If possible. Take the Blade Splicer. Avacyn, Wayfarer. Okay. Alright, pack 3, pick 1. We immediately get Thopter Foundry. Nice. But there is a Time Spiral here. Works great with Shieldred. It's kind of good within our deck in general. And there's a Grim Monolith. Grim Monolith is pretty sick. But I guess I'm not doing any like big mana stuff. It's great with Time Twister. Because you can just replay your 2s and 3s and stuff. Get a bunch of mana. It's an artifact, you know. I feel like I gotta take the Thopter Foundry just to make sure we get it. Get that combo unlocked. I hate passing Spiral Monolith though. And the rest of this pack isn't great, so there's like basically no chance that either one of these comes back. Yeah, I think I gotta snag it while we can. I mean, there's an argument for like, maybe Thopter Foundry comes around because everybody saw the sword. And they know that they can't get the combo, so they're like, they're not gonna bother. But this is in pod drafting, so there's a chance that they all saw the sword and they're like, the Thopter Foundry's still here. There's nothing else I want. I'm gonna hate draft this Thopter Foundry combo. You never know. Here I think it's a pretty easy Flooded Strand. Solitude is great. Extremely powerful card, but we're not that heavy white to really make it great. And taking the fixing I think is just better. Got a Wheel of Fortune for Shieldred. But we're stretching our colors pretty thin if I take another red card here. Because I do want to play the white for Mentor. And for Foundry, end up like Esper or something. Might end up cutting the Iconoclast and Command anyway. But we'll see. Take the Flooded Strand here, pretty easy. Karn would be good too, but yeah, take the Strand. Now we get a Swords Ending. I mean, I would take a Swords over Ending, but still relevant. That's about it. I mean, Mutt is fine. Stormcarved Coast could be good with Iconoclast Command, but I think it's Swords because our white is a little bit stronger than our red, I think. Because Staff is decent with Foundry. It's a non-creature spell that acts as a creature, draws cards, it's an artifact. And Mentor's course is just great in this deck. Got cheap spells, artifacts, got things that care about tokens and whatnot. So probably off the command and maybe the Iconoclast too. And we'll get a Swords to Plowshares in here if Moto will cooperate. This is kind of a tough one. So we have Narset, which is great with Time Twister, and it's probably going to be the pick. But there's also Deserted Beach and Displacer Kitten. Actually, I guess Displacer Kitten doesn't do much. Yeah, it's probably just Narset. I think I can probably pass a Beach. I'd love to have it, but Narset's great in this deck. Cannoneer. I have 2 blue fetches, and there's a Watery Grave here, though, so I feel like I have to take the Watery Grave for Shieldred. Cannoneer would be sick. Portable Hole's pretty good, too, if we're playing white. It's an artifact and a removal spell. Yep, got some good ones here. But I think I take the land. I do want to play this Shieldred, so I think we have to take a blue-black land. With 2 blue fetches. Would love to get the Cannoneer back. Spire Bluff, nah. Tear Sunder. This would be a decent Channeler deck, but I think I'm off the red. Roaming Throne, Dynamo, Emrakul. Yeah, unless there's a show and tell on the last 2 cards. I think I'm not really interested in Emrakul or Atraxa. Although we are pretty close to just hard casting Atraxa. We could get the mana with like Gaia's Cradle. I think it's just Spellbomb here. Although Roaming Throne with Seed Shark Mentor is kind of cool. Bloodstained Mire. Ooh, there's an Urza though. Colonnade. So there's some lands here I want. For sure, but I think it's got to be Urza. Urza's sick in this deck. Get a late Cryptic. Temple Garden. Makes Flooded Strand. We don't really need the green though. I mean, Atraxa if we want to hard cast that. But I think Cryptic is good. Mastermind. Yeah, take Cryptic. We are splashing some stuff, but I think I can still afford to play it. Still pretty heavy blue. We wheeled the Ugin. No surprise there. This is the pack I was saying, like, had some good stuff we want, but not much after that. This had the Time Spiral and the Grim Monolith. So we've got Sarah Paragon, which I don't think is the pick. I think it's Soul Guide or maybe Ugin. If I think I can make a bunch of mana. I think Soul Guide's good enough. Maybe put it in the board for now, though. Unctus. Vial Smasher Factory. I mean, Unctus is pretty good here. With Seed Shark Mentor. Like making those artifact creatures. I mean, Mentor doesn't make artifact creatures, but Unctus can turn them into artifact creatures. Urza. Foundry. Yeah, it's decent. Take Ending. Scale Lord. Maybe. Okay, we got the Cannoneer back. That's huge. That's huge. I don't want to play against Terra Sunder. I don't think I need a Rallier. Kabu. I could play Terra Sunder too if we run into a matchup where it's relevant, because I have Gaia's Cradle, Bayou, Misty, so Headquarters. And we're already trying to play black for the kicker. I'm going to try to squeeze this Shieldred in here somehow. And I think I do play Cradle. It kind of looks like we don't have a ton of creatures, but Foundry can make multiples. And then Mentor, Chrome Host can make multiples. Urza makes 2 creatures. And then we have Foundry to make a bunch of little Thopters. So, I mean, obviously it makes green mana, which isn't quite as relevant, but it's good with Urza. Just have a big mana producer, spin the wheel a bunch of times. Works well with Foundry. I want to make at least 3 cuts here. Probably a Traxa. I could kind of justify leaving it in because we're already going to be Esper colors, and we just have a free Headquarters and Bayou and Gaia's Cradle. So being able to produce a lot of mana and pretty much have the colors already in. Could play the Atraxa. I mean, I could cut Shieldred. How many black sources do I actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Bayou is basically a swamp that's just fetchable with Misty. It's not like adding other colors, so it doesn't actually count that much. It might be Staff. It does work really well with Foundry and Mentor and other Foundry. I think it's good enough. It might actually be Jace. We don't have a lot of great spells to flash back. I mean, we've got decent ones. Flashing back like a Ponder or Probe is fine. And you don't have to have great spells for it to be good. It's just a looter that turns into a pesky planeswalker. But gotta make some cuts here. Could be Unctus. It's double blue. It's an artifact though, and it pumps up like Seed Shark stuff. It loots. It's pretty good with Foundry and other Foundry. I guess Candelabra could be a cut, but I think it's good enough. It might actually be Shieldred. I feel like we're just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot if we try to enable a double black card. I don't know though. Like I also have Mox Opal that could maybe fix for it. This is tough. Usually usually when I look at the cuts, I'm like, okay, this one can probably go. I have at least one that's like a yeah, sure. But this is tough. Let's go Ending. It might be Shieldred. Makes me regret taking the Watery Grave, but it's okay. I think we can play it. I think it's okay. 7, 15. Like 2 more cuts. Maybe Cryptic. We're not much of an instant speed deck. It's triple blue. Maybe it's just Cryptic. Need to get some lands in here. Yep, let's run it. Alright, round 1 coming at you up against BMAC. Play first, yes. Ooh. Okay. There's a hand. Turn 1, Staff. Turn 2, Shark. Seems good. Opponent keeps 7. So unfortunately, Chrome Host tokens don't trigger the Staff because they're not creatures at first. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Batterskull. Jitte. Batterskull. Okay. Probably swords that then. Flooded Strand. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and swords that. now we can either bounce figure or for a trade, I guess. Their Lingering Souls pre-combat. Okay. Do I want to use my blue to bounce? I kind of just want to draw. Yeah, I think I just draw. See what's up. Ooh, they have a Solitude. They don't want to ditch their Gideon yet, though. Okay. If it's tapped for blue, I could play Jace and Chalice, but I guess I'll just go Chalice into Incubator. Could do one of the 1/1s. Get in. Sure. 3/3 can attack this turn. Leave the flyers back to protect Narset. Okay, I've gotten good value out of the Chrome Host here. So they can go land Gideon, but then they had to have drawn another white card to be able to Solitude Pitchcast. It's not that hard to do in mono white. Make a 2/2. Oh, they just make an emblem. Interesting. Okay. No attacks. Fair enough. Get Candelabra. Okay. There's the Twister. Pretty good stuff. Let's go here. Jace. Flooded Strand. Go get... I could wait. I'm gonna make sure I get my other black source though if we get Shieldred. And how do I do this? Taps for 5. If I use a blue source, nah. I think I just use this. And then make that a guy. think I want another white. Tap that and that. Okay, we got the Atraxa. Nice. Got the Opal Mentor. Five, six, seven. See what they drew. Just a plains. Okay, Shieldred, Foundry, Sword. So I can't get both. That's funny. I think I still get Foundry. Shieldred, Swords, and Plains, I guess. And now we just have Swords up. Okay, go ahead. GG. Mono white, eh? I don't think I have much use for Soul Guide unless they're playing like Paragon Luris. Prismatic Ending seems necessary. Maybe even Blade Splicer. I think I cut. Do I cut Jace? I want to get Ending in here. I know Atraxa was good that game, but maybe we cut it on the draw. If they bring in Disruption for like Mana Rocks and, you know, messing with stuff that would let us untap Guy's Cradle and whatnot. Seems a little sketchy. Maybe I just cut Unctus. Yeah, just cut Unctus. I think Atraxa is just too powerful to cut. Sort of want to get Blade Splicer in here too, but roll with this. Well, there's the ending, but no lands. Atraxa, Swords. So this gets Spar's Headquarters. It's a keep, I think. Bottom Atraxa. We'll be shuffling anyway, so maybe redraw it. Turn one figure again. Okay, we drew Plains, which does open up Misty to be a black source now, potentially. But I kind of need the double blue anyway for Narset. Okay. Sure. Oh wait, what am I saying? Watery Grave is obviously blue. Yeah, I'll just get Watery Grave. Well, if I go plains spellbomb with a blue, it's kind of sketchy. I could go spellbomb with the white, but then we don't have swords up. I guess that's fine. Could just spellbomb that instead of swordsing it. Hmm. Nah, I'd rather they put the mana into figure if they're gonna maybe do that. We could get them. They might not be doing that, but selfless spirit, okay. I'll take two more, I guess. No lands. They equip their next turn. Draw two cards. Just gonna take my turn, play this shark, I think. If they're missing land drops, they probably have good stuff like Solitude. So I might get Solituded here. They're almost inevitably going to Skull Clamp their Spirit. That's kind of why I wanted to swords it. Oh, I'll take that though. Double white or triple blue. Kind of want the triple blue at this point. Shelly, please. Oh, they didn't draw land. Hmm. Hmm. Let's go Trinket Mage. Go get Foundry. I am a little worried about their hand because if they don't have any lands, that means they have 6 non-land cards, which is frightening. Candelabra, no. Sapphire, no. Chalice. Or not the Chalice, the Foundry. And pass the turn. So if they equip figure and just attack, I guess I'll take 3. Or I could swords it. I'm getting pretty low. Yep. Yeah, I guess I'll swords it. Could swords that too. Seems like a pretty good chance to play Narset. Maybe hit a Twister. It'll draw them into lands, but they're already... Or actually, no, I guess it wouldn't because we have Narset. That's the whole point. Yeah, I like that. Let's try to hit something off this, and then we can maybe play Jace afterwards or Spellbomb to bounce. Staff Sword. I guess it's just Staff. Pretty good with Foundry. And then could Jace to start ticking up to flashback swords potentially. I'm just gonna play Staff because even if they equip Giver, it doesn't kill Narset. So I'm gonna go Staff first and go ahead and get that going. No attacks. Skyclave on the Narset. Oof. Yep. Atrax is pretty good. 2 mana off of it. Could actually spellbomb my own Trinket Mage to get a Mox Pearl or Mox Opal. Or sorry, Mox Sapphire, Mox Opal. Mostly just need to play faster here. Let's draw a card. Try to hit a land or Shieldred. Probably could have gotten him with the Spirit, but whatever. We're not really going to win this game by a little. It's either going to be a blowout or we're going to lose. Why are you attacking with Skyclave? Because they want me to bounce it? Oh, I should have made a token. I'm stupid. Yeah, just do this. Whatever. Need to play faster in case we go game 3. Try to hit a land. Land or Mox. Nice. Seems like they have Solitude. I think that's okay though. Can't quite play Kappa. Okay. I don't need to probe. I'm not going to do that. Got the Solitude. Sure. Gain 7. I don't even know. I'm just making game actions here. I think we've pretty much got this. All right, Dave Giver. Oof. Oopsie. Also should have played Cradle and tapped while we had the creatures. Not playing this particularly well. Um, yeah, I can't think. So what I should have done was target swords to flash it back, and then while it's able to be cast, prismatic ending the one drop, and then in response to whatever path the thing. That's okay. All right, go ahead. I think we're still in good shape. Sure. Okay. I think we're pretty much a lock. She did not time out. Nice. I could Twister, but leaves them at 1, and they could actually redraw a path or something to do it on upkeep. So I don't think I do Twister quite yet. Oh, I can just make an artifact and kill them with Cannoneer. Right. Here's where it all crumbles. If the Solitude wasn't on the board, I probably wouldn't be doing this. But I think it's pretty safe. GG's. Round number 2 is live. We are going to be on the draw this time. But we have a Mox. 2 Moxes, actually. Chalice. Yeah, that's a keep. No regular white source, but we have Opal plus 3 artifacts. So we could either go... I guess we're supposed to go like Sapphire, Bayou, Chalice on 1, Opal, Ponder. Or we could save the Ponder for Mentor. They go turn 1 Valakut. How do I want to play this? Could also just go Sapphire, Ponder first. Yeah, I think we go like this. Oh, actually, since we drew Candelabra, Opal, that doesn't work. I think it's better to just play Chalice. Have that mana next turn. Yeah, and I think I do Ponder. Jace and lands. I could just shuffle. Should have put them in order, because that might have been the shuffle bug. Probably should have saved... I probably should have saved Candelabra for Mentor. That was kind of dumb. See if they have a Braid or Shield Breaker. Are they really playing like mono red Valakut? That's impressive. Okay, go ahead. So we got a Monk token to trade with Magda. They probably have Burn for Mentor, if I had to guess. Attacking. Yeah. Oh, they did have a Braid, but they choose to Braid Mentor. And then Zap the dude. Okay. Fair enough. And no land drop. Twister, eh? It's actually kind of tempting. It does probably draw them into lands, but it draws me a lot more cards than it does them. Yeah, I think I Twister. We're drawing 7, they're essentially drawing 3. I draw a bunch of lands. Don't love that, but I had a lot in the deck, so not a big surprise. No sword. So what do I do next turn? We have Spellbomb, Unctus, swords for something, whatever like 4-drop they play or whatever. Hopefully they didn't get oh, that's fine. Hopefully they didn't get a braid back for Foundry. Monolith, okay. Interesting. Alright, you got swords up, or a Thopter Foundry, or Spellbomb. And then a bunch of lands. Hmm. So they're gonna have to eat one of their own creatures now, because Kabu is an old card. It doesn't say your opponent's, so. Okay. 4 mana bounce spell in red. Robber O the Rich. Okay. Yeah, I think I swords that. It's not the scariest, but it's a little scary. It's a wee bit scary. It's a lot of lands. Alright, Unctus. Should have tapped the Chalice, whatever. Actually, I guess I just played Dark Slick. I know the Misty and Floodstrand thin the deck, but Dark Slick is a black source, and it doesn't cost us a life, which could matter. Let's just go. Got 3 mana for Foundry, sack like Candelabra or Chalice at this point. Opponent has all gas in hand. Actually, I guess we don't know that one of their lands was a wasteland, so they haven't missed. Never mind. Okay. Yikes. They're playing Library Caracas? Okay, they don't play Burst Lightning. I'm not going to sack Sapphire in case we draw a Traxa. I want to be able to play that, but I think getting a looter down is relevant. Staff. It's not bad. Alright, let's loot first. Ursa. Okay. It's pretty good. So they have Burst Lightning in hand. I guess they're just thinking about zapping the token. They could kick Burst Lightning and kill Urza next turn. That would maybe be a reason to not play it. So maybe they kill Unctus instead. But I think I just jam it because the token's going to be big enough to tussle with Carnosaur eventually. Actually, I guess it will be immediately unless they Burst Lightning this. So I think I still have a land drop. Go land. Urza. Yeah, let's just pass. I could spin, but I just leave the construct to block, unless they have a braid. A scoop, okay. GG. Worked out pretty well. Okay, so they do have a braid. They have Caracas for Urza and Shieldred and Unctus, I guess. And Atraxa. So Caracas is decent against us. But mostly mono red. Seems like a decent Blade Splicer matchup. Prismatic Ending again. I think Mentor is too good to cut. There are just so many cheap things. But it is pretty susceptible to burn as a 3-drop. Let's see. They're playing Wasteland, so maybe Shieldred becomes harder to cast. I think it's still fine though. It's pretty strong against them otherwise. Maybe it's just like Atraxa for ending. Staff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love cutting Atraxa. But we're going to be on the draw again. Against mono red. Might not have the time to play Atraxa. But it does get us back out of a hole. So you could argue it's too strong to cut. Kind of like I said last match. This hand's decent. Turn 2 Copter into Seed Shark. Yeah, I think it's capable. Go get like a Watery Grave or something. Uh-oh. A monkey. Swords? Unctus. Yeah, might be dead. Might be dead. Oh, the exile shieldred. Right when I get the black source, cool. Okay. Whatever. Candelabra. Copterino. They are on one land still. They didn't loot. Oh, they did loot. Yeah, yeah. Our opponent's game plan has been get mana screwed but have a treasure maker. It kind of worked okay last game. Almost. We just drew Time Twister. And it's working again here. Probe. Okay. It's pretty good. Take a peek. No plays. Alright, let's go Shark. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this, because if they somehow kill the Shark, I want to have the extra artifact for Opal for Metalcraft, even though the incubator token doesn't do anything. It also helps with Cannoneer, which I think will be good here. They already... Oh, they had Flame Slash, sure. I was gonna say, they already got rid of Kavu. And Lelia? Holy shit. Yeah, we're getting trounced. Flip a Sky Sovereign, okay. What do they flip off of me? Ponder? Cool. Yeah, go ahead. Get all my cantrips. Goofy. They shuffled, okay. I guess that's better. Alright, I somehow have to dodge like all the burn in the world. All the burn that has ever lived. They play a land before Lelia. What does that mean? Also, they're playing Vista in what seems to be mono red. Maybe they're splashing something after all. I don't know. Maybe they're just using it for quote unquote deck thinning. Jeej. Yep. That's what can happen. Back on the play. Oh, they did show us Grim Monolith if I wanted to bring in Skydiver. I think this was the Monolith opponent. I don't actually. I think they had one game one, right? Maybe not. I think Atraxa's too good to keep out. Oh, well, there's a ponder. Is this cubable with a ponder? I think so. Like, it's so good if we hit a white source. Ending sword, splicer. And if we find land sword, it's pretty busted there too. As long as they fade a braid. They mold a 6. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. Ponder, there's a plains. Trinket mage. Grave. Yeah. I mean, I'm keeping all these. If they don't play anything, I'm assuming they would go turn 1 Ragavan if they had it. But I am tempted to hang on to the Thopter Foundry and just play, like, hold up swords in case of Ragavan. But I'll probably play Foundry if they don't play anything. Library. Yeah, I'm definitely playing Foundry then. Although they're on the draw, so they can actually play like land, a braid, and still be on library next turn. So, oh wait, but they mulligan. Never mind. They mulligan, so they can't do that. I mean, they can do it, but they'll be off library. Drawing Trinket Mage next turn. Not bad. Go get Retrofitter Foundry. Get double Foundry. Which you have to hope they don't have Fiery Confluence. No Shield Breaker. Yeah, pay 2 life. I'm going to use my white source here. Play Splicer. Pass. Mm-hmm. Yep. They just go right for it. Candelabra. Hmm. Yeah, let's just get the other Foundry. I think I can attack fairly easily here. They'd have to have like Robber plus Burn Spell to punish me here, or like Ragavan Burn Spell. If they use a Burn Spell on Trinket Mage, I think that's okay. Maybe I'm supposed to just leave the Splicer back though. Like, I don't think 1 damage matters in my deck. It's probably incorrect. Because now they can do, like what I was talking about, they can still play land and... Okay, they're slashing the 3/3, so... They miss on lands with a library? Oh no. Excuse me, sir? Okay. There's a green source. Alright. Probably still shouldn't attack. In case they have Robber. But Robber's not even that big of a deal, because they're clearly going to have more cards than me. Unless they really go crazy. Pyro, sure. Ditch Monolith, Tomb. Tomb's pretty good with library. Caracas for Atraxa. Mentor. I don't think I'm going to need the swords. I think I can just play Candelabra for the token. If we draw a Guy's Cradle, it'd be sick. Hope they don't have a Fury. Firebolt. Okay. Okay, they go below. I guess they don't go below library if they plus. It's kind of funny. I don't want them to have Valakut. Yeah, I guess you can have a Magda. Misty. White, blue, green, black, kill Karn. Seems good. I could go get a Bayou to still be able to hold up swords. If that matters, if they have like Othari. But I don't think they're actually splashing white. I think they're just playing Caracas. They did have Vista though. I don't know. Wait. White, blue, yeah. Yeah, I think I get, because we need double black for Shieldred anyway. Okay, we're fighting this library pretty well, but do need to get either lands for Atraxa or like Narset into Time Twister or something. Shieldred maybe. Got your big 7/6 fella. Roaming Throne. Okay, that has Ward 2. What do they choose? Devil? What's a devil? I mean, I know what a devil is, but what kind of creature would care about that? I honestly don't know. What is the devil in Vintage Cube? I feel like I should know this. It's obviously in red. I don't know. It's something. Blue, blue. Urza. They can bounce it. We still get a token. Okay, they let me get the token before they bounce. Interesting. Can I make enough mana with 1, 2, 3, 4? No. That doesn't work. Doesn't work that way with candelabra. Okay. Doesn't have reach, does it? Interesting they didn't bounce Urza. I guess they just don't want me to keep getting constructs. Makes sense. See how they feel about an Atraxa, though. Okay, what is a devil? I have to see this list here. Flame tongue, no. Gut? Is gut a devil? No. I don't know. Trumpeting Carnosaur. Sure. Carnosaur is not a devil. They hit Burst Lightning again? It's funny. So Valakut's gone. They have a Magda still. They go ahead and Burst Lightning that. Do I care about that? Nah. Okay. Yeah, I think I just play a track so we get the ETB. They can bounce it if they want, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I should just tap the flyer too. So we can hold up headquarters. Gotta play a little faster here. Okay, Shieldred. I can play Seed Shark, but I think Shieldred's better. Sapphire, Opal. Spellbomb, Opal. Island. No double black because we tapped Watery Grave instead of headquarters, but that's okay. Twisty. Just short of Twister. Fortunately. It also doesn't quite work as well with whatchamacallit. They bounce Urza instead of Atraxa. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. That's the devil. I couldn't think of it. All at me. Okay. You have a way to kill an artifact? No. Magda. Dump that hand. didn't leave Caracas up. Alright, I gotta play it faster here. Just lagging out. Foundry. They could actually hit a tracks off this. Island. GG. Whew. Stressing myself out going so low on the clock, but this deck requires so many clicks and little decisions. GG. Alright, on to the finals. Alright, round 3 of the finals. I've already run almost a minute off my clock. I'm actually going to keep this. No blue source. We have Probe and Foundry, and we're on the draw. So I think we can get there. We have, if we do get a blue source, we have Ponder, Seed Shark, Cannoneer, all that. So I think it's not safe, but I think it's keepable. Our deck also has a lot of artifacts. Like, this is most of the blue cards in the deck, so our color requirements for the rest of the cards are not that high. Uh-oh, getting thought seized. That's not good. That reduces the quality of this hand a little bit if they take Probe. Although I guess they probably won't take Probe. They probably take Foundry or like Narset Seed Shark, but I don't think they'll take Probe. They'll probably take Foundry if I had to guess. Seems like black doesn't match up very well to a Foundry. They have like spot removal and stuff. Not really artifact destruction. Unless they're playing other colors. So yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna lose Foundry, but we'll see. This is kind of an odd hand to see with an Inquisition. Just buy you and a bunch of blue cards. But I mean, if they want to bank on me just like missing land drops or missing blue, they could take Probe, I guess. Yeah, they take Foundry. Yep. Watery Grave. Okay. Go to 16. Mox Opal. Swords. Yeah, we just gotta shuffle here. Island is good. Hmm. Alright, they probably have a counter, but whatever. Or they do have a counter. I can look at their fucking hand. Dummy, I totally forgot that I probed. I do that a lot. I'm like, oh yeah, probe, just draw a card, whatever. It doesn't do anything else. Contagion in hand. It's the first time I've seen anybody play that. Swords. Okay. So what I can do, they know I have Narset, so I think they're waiting on me to play that. Or Seed Shark. So I can just go Seed Shark, and unless they have a black card to pitch to Contagion, which I don't even mind if they lose like their whole hand just to deal with Jace. But they can counter whatever my 3-drop is, and then I can flip Jace. That seems fine. What do I not care about getting countered? Probably Unctus. And if they don't counter it, then we get an Unctus, so there's that. So we get the double loot with Jace in this case. Contagion. Okay. They pitch life death. If they're reanimating, I should keep the swords. I think Cannoneer's good too, though. I think they're gonna leak Unctus, otherwise they wouldn't be doing this. Or maybe they aren't, they just don't want me to double loot. Get Sapphire. Okay, let it go. Okay, we get a white source. Could go Narset because it uses more blue. We only have 2 available. I think I'd rather they counter this. Okay, no more cards that we know of in their hand. Or no more cards we know. We know there are 2 cards there. Don't know what they have in their shell dock. I mean, if we play Narset and minus, just get them significantly closer to shell dock. We're doing all the work for them. But I think I still jam. See if they have a confluence or something. Spell Pierce. That's annoying. Could have just played Sword and like set up for Cannoneer next turn, but whatever. Troll. Yeah, go ahead and Swords that. Use the mana. Land. Copter. I almost just don't want to loot because it gets us closer to Shell Dock. I don't speak that language, buddy. Sorry. Porque or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're saying, dude. I think I actually don't loot. That's weird to say. I think we just try to kill them without enabling Shell Dock. Okay. There are three. We have one more draw. When I draw my card, then it opens up Shell Dock. They play Island. Okay. GG. Yeah, I wish I knew what they were saying in chat. I may have to translate that later. Okay, I found it. I found them. I found what he was trying to say. So the first message is the truth gets inside my armchair. That's I don't know what to respond to that. We'll translate the next phrase later. We know the first thing though. Something about his armchair. So they look pretty controlling. Reanimator for sure. I forgot we have a cryptic command. I should probably bring that in. Misty for headquarters. Fortunately, can't get an untapped white source for turn 1 staff, but that's okay. Get turn 2 mentor. Keep. Should maybe they had Inquisition, they would have used it. Voidwalker A. Swords A. Doesn't use my mana very well, but I do want to get rid of the Voidwalker. Probably have removal, but we at least get one token. Well, maybe not. 2 tokens. You have a toxic. We can Trinket Mage for Foundry, and Foundry Staff is going to be pretty good against them, I think. As long as they don't get disrupted or countered. Balance. Okay, they have to discard 2. Lose my mentor. I think that's fine. Although they are reanimators, so they can probably discard something useful. Sundering Titan, yep. It's pretty good. Darkslick is protected, though. We have a Mox. Cradle. Well, the problem here is I want to go... Oh, wait. No, I can't do that. Wait, yeah, I can. No, I can't. Can I? Wait. If I go Cradle... Trinket Mage... Untap... No, because we'll just be out of mana. I don't think that works. They probably also have Spell Pierce up. I think I'd rather they pierce this. If they had hand disruption, they probably would have tapped differently and just thought seize me or inquisition me. Oh my god, of course. Okay, you got me. You have life death for Sundering Titan. Blow up my white source. Bowmasters. Okay. Yeah, I think I still draw, even though they get to ping. Atraxa. E. Well, if they don't if they don't get Sundering Titan out, we could maybe get there. See if they have a draw 7 maybe. Although I guess, oh no, we have Time Twister, so they'd have to have like Echo, Lion's Eye. Okay, I mean, I'm blocking. Oh, sure. Deal. So it does shut off our Cradle. That's kind of annoying. I guess if I should have looked at that before I blocked, because then if we had drawn a land, or in this case Mox Opal, we get to play Atraxa. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit of a punt. They probably have a counterspell anyway. Although Leak is in the yard. Shurikai. Green, black. Wet. They're not happy. Twister. Twister doesn't seem great with Bowmasters out. But it's the only sorcery, so. Thopter Foundry. We do have Sword, so let's take that. Jace is the only creature. Narset. And then land. We have one black, one white. So if they get Sundering Titan, we'll be off white. I think I still take the double black. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. Sure. So I think we just sack Sapphire. Could sack the staff, but that is card advantage once we start making tokens. It's pretty good. Could just spell bomb too. But then they just flash it back in. Just take Cryptic. Alright, go ahead. We have a million mana. Cradle, make more Orthopters. Got Cryptic to counter something. Activate Shurikai with a Narset out. Discard Contagion. Deep Cavern Bat. I guess I counter that. GG. Sweet. So 3-0 on the first one. That's going to be it for this video. But I will record and post the top 8 draft here. So yeah, that's it for this one. Nice little 3-0 there. We move on to the top 8.